All right, welcome back to Missing Persons TV. I'm Brian Ladd. It's Wednesday, April 22nd, 2009, 9:10 p.m. My co-host is Deborah, as always. Hi, Deborah.
Hi, Brian. How are you?
Fine. And I also have on the line Gail St. John and Glendine Grant, who's Jessie Foster's mother. We were working on case number 570 last night. We basically completed it, but I wanted Glendine to come on just to sum up what we said, just in case anything got cut off. But let's bring you guys up to date on the search for Haleigh Cummings. Gail, you there?
Yep, I'm here.
Okay, how did the search go today?
I learned a few more things. I'm going to end up doing a write-up so we can put that out for everyone. But basically, I got stuck on the blind drive going in the direction where it led me to private property. We couldn't enter the private property. I did go around on the other side of the private property, and to my best guess, because I cannot get on that property, I believe Haleigh might have been either picked up by a vehicle there or something by the docks by the river, because that's the last place that I was able to track her whereabouts. But the biggest issue is I can't get on this property. When the guy that owns the property actually came out and threatened to shoot anyone coming on his property. He told the grandmother, which I spoke to Teresa, which is Ron's mother. I spoke with her extensively. We were there with her, searching some areas, and you cannot go on his property. He will not allow it. He got in their faces, screaming like a maniac, saying he was going to shoot anyone that entered his property. So we're all unsure what seems in the sentence. What is he hiding? You know what I mean, or something. We don't know. But now the police had searched the area at one time. Tracking dogs, we understand now, went through that area and did also track. I guess to that docking area, and they had divers, according to the grandfather who's on the other side, on Crystal, the biological mother's side. So he explained to us that there was divers. They searched the river. Nothing turned up, of course, and they're still waiting for a team of dogs. Hopefully, they've been told week after week that they were going to get some in, have. But it looks like, now I'm not saying for sure, but it looks like a guy that I've been working case on from Kentucky area has been able to round up a possible team to go down next week. We're hoping. We're still working on it. Coming out of the Carolinas, and they'll make their way to Florida and see if they can help. So it would mean we'd have anywhere from 3 cadaver dogs up to 7.
Okay.
So that's promising.
Is this the same team for the Adji case, or is it a different one?
Yes.
Same. Okay.
Team.
Wonderful. Okay, so you did
The only thing is that we're saying, according to the sergeant in the case on Adji, they probably will have enough dogs there, he said.
Okay.
So we'll just end up switching it, and they'll be able to spend more time on the Haleigh case. Okay.
And as we talked about the area to be searched, we've got that. I think the area that we have to be searched, that we think Adji might actually be in, we have that posted.
Okay.
As far as Haleigh goes, where did you end up on the blind drive?
I pulled out of where the trailer is, and I tried I couldn't make I tried going left, and there's nothing. There's no feeling there. I kept wanting to go right. Right takes me to this area, to this property, out through to the river.
Okay.
I tried going around on the other street to check it out, 2 other streets, one on each side, and those, of course, take me out by the river as well. But, I wanted to get on and see the feelings where it led, how it led from that property. But, like I said, he's undetermined and threatened people's lives.
Okay, is he associated with anybody in the Cummings household or anything, or
No,
or he
not
just
at all.
doesn't
Not
want
at all.
anybody? Okay.
Not at all.
Does
He's
he
no
know?
relation.
Does he know this convicted sex offender? Do we know?
No, no, but I was able through a private investigator, thanks to the help of another volunteer that was there, get information on the two guys that own that property. So I know who owns the property. The owner lives there, and he allows this other person to live there. So you know, that's all we know. But they will not. Absolutely will not allow anyone on that property without a search warrant.
All right, let's get a map up of the area that you don't have access to. We'll get that posted on the site because I don't think we've done that yet, have we, Deborah?
I actually have it. Yeah, I
Okay.
actually have the actual plot of ground, and I
Okay.
can when I get home I can scan that and send it to you.
Okay. Yeah, or we can just, okay, that's fine. I wanted to get something up tonight, though. I'll just talk to you after the show. If we can just get a location, we'll find it on
Okay.
I guess Google Earth. Okay, so we talked about, you were mentioning the gun and some other stuff. What do you think happened to Haleigh?
Well, I'll go back to originally what I said. If you go back to the first broadcast where I spoke about Haleigh, I talked about a relative arguing with them, and that there was a problem, and that I felt there was a bit of getting even. You know what I mean? An actual getting even, and the child may have been the target of getting even.
Where was the sex offender on February 10th? Do we know?
He
Wasn't
left
in
that
Tennessee.
very day
Mm-hmm.
to head to Tennessee. So,
Okay.
you know, did he leave later than he said the day he said, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He actually left the very day she disappeared.
Okay.
Now, I do know police have questioned him.
Right.
We do not know what came of that questioning. I do know that the lie detector tests were given to Crystal, Misty, Ross, all of them. The answers of whether they passed or not are not in. So despite anything you've heard out in the news and the media, the results are not in.
Okay. Well, they're probably in. They're just not being.
out.
They're probably just not being released, and I think that's the norm. If that's what they're supposed to do.
Well, now they're not even in, according to one. Now, Crystal's father is in law enforcement.
Mm-hmm.
Was in law enforcement, and he says when they're found to experts like that, they won't be in. They'll have what they call a preliminary determination, but they're actually sent out then for a full determination. So, you know, it's a little different than what all of us think. I mean, he sat down and explained a lot of things to me extensively, and you know, and it helped me understand some, things better. And actually, like I said, I'm actually going to have him and a few of the others on a show to discuss the things, because we're not really hearing the facts out there with the media. We're not really hearing the real facts, the real truth of it. So, I'm going to be talking with them and, be able to hear the real facts of the case.
Well, the facts are coming from the sheriff's department and those who are speaking to the media. I mean, that's what they call facts.
Well,
so
what you hear and what's going on are really two different things.
No. Okay. Yeah. Well, actually, I'm not hearing anything besides coming from you, and Deborah. And really, we're not even discussing this case too much. But from what it's looking like is that Haleigh is deceased and possibly in that location we're talking about.
Well, that or somewhere within a half-mile radius.
Okay. And this,
I don't know.
And the sex offender might have something to do with it.
Since I can't get on the property, Brian, I can only surmise things. And there's a couple scenarios. She was picked up in a car by the docks and taken. You know what I mean? So I lost her, vibration right there. Or after they searched that area with dogs, someone returned her to that area. I won't know this because I can't get onto the property.
Okay. We'll get a map up of that. We'll put that on the site. Thank you, Gail. Is there anything else you wanted to discuss? We appreciate you going down there. I know you're leaving tomorrow. Anything else you wanted to bring up?
What was that, Brian? Sorry,
Oh, I said we appreciate you being down there. I know you're leaving tomorrow morning to fly back to Ohio. Is there anything else that you wanted to bring up?
I just want to thank everyone that's helped out. You know, from listing on sites and doing everything and helping us. You know, all the way to donations. I want to thank everyone for that because it's you know been a real group effort to do all this.
Okay. And I sincerely think something's going to become of both cases here really soon. You put in motion a lot of things that I think are going to help, especially with Adji Desir. I'm happy that you went down there. Deborah, anything?
I guess that my thoughts and prayers are with the families of Haleigh and Adji both, and my thanks to everyone also.
Yeah, it's been a real group effort. If I sound a little exhausted, I apologize to everyone. I am kind of tired.
Okay, yeah.
And Gail, I think you're bringing the good weather back up here with you. Here in Michigan, where I am, we're going to be 80 degrees on Friday. So you probably have it warmer. Yeah, you're bringing it up with you.
Good, good. 'Cause I don't want to go back and freeze.
I saw that picture of that alligator, Gail. That alligator was huge. Where was that? Was that behind the farm workers village?
That was, yeah. That's there.
Okay. Okay.
I thought I'd talk to you guys at all.
We tried to call you. We thought maybe you were eaten by an alligator or something. Like, where is Gail? We saw that, so you were that close to it.
Well, they were flopping. I'm telling you the truth. They were flopping and flapping, and you could hear grunting noises, and Galena heard it as well. It was like the land before time back there in this area. And it just, to me, I'm still shocked that children are back there, going back there and playing. And right now, it's mating season.
Mm-hmm.
We're coming in here, this is the beginning of mating season. They're very aggressive, they're very much on the move.
Okay.
It's not a safe place.
Well, I'm glad that you're safe and heading back. Thank you again for everything, and I guess when we get back, we're excited to hear about what other news that you have and the interviews that you have coming up in your show.
Right.
So if you guys want to go to psychicgail.com, that information will be posted, and when she gets back, she'll continue your you have the Psychic View show, and you also have the Psychic Talk, correct? And that's on Sunday nights, you and
Correct.
Betty?
Yep, on Sundays.
All right,
and Psychic View is on Mondays and Thursdays.
All right, thank you, Gail.
You're welcome.
Go get some rest. We're gonna.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to.
Okay.
Good night, everyone. Good night, Gail.
Good night, Gail. Okay.
Good night, Gail.
Like I said, we were covering 3 cases last night, and we got to the second case, which is Jessie Foster, and myself, Glendine, and Deborah were talking about this case, and kind of got interrupted with the internet cut off or something like that. We finished up the discussion just about. I think we covered all the information that we had on all 4 cases open for Jessie Foster. Glendine, are you there?
I am, yes.
Okay, this is Glendine Grant, who is Jessie's mother. Glendine, thank you for coming on last night. I thought that we'd have to redo this, but it looks like we got basically everything talked about that we needed to. We were ending it up. We were talking about human trafficking and the possibility that possibly Jessie may have been taken across the border, possibly to Tijuana. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, that's always been one of my thoughts because that's so close to Nevada. But you know, I just never know. I just can't pinpoint where I think she could be.
Mm-hmm.
I think she could literally be anywhere in the world. I do think she's in the United States, though.
You do? Okay.
If she's not in Mexico, I believe she's probably in eastern United States, probably in Florida.
In Florida?
Because that's where they took her first. And I've always felt that Florida has a big involvement in this. That's where they took her first, and I think that's where they, you know.
Okay, well, I know we got flyers out at the border down there in Mexico. Actually, the border crossings. Did we work on anything in Florida though, as far as the making sure there's flyers out there?
Well, there's flyers, and we've contacted people, and then we've got a few people on our side who are down in Florida, like the Kessies and like Janet Ford, who works with Millie Arambero case. So there are a lot of people who work with us, others too, who specifically work on Jessie's case. So they've been making sure her posters up and her stories out. I just also think because, Cuba's right there, and that is a good stepping stone to get people elsewhere. I just feel like saturating all those places is just the way that we have to go.
Right.
And I'm just leaving, I'm trying to leave no stone unturned is what I'm trying to do. There's no way for me to know, if the police don't even know where my kid is, then there's obviously no way I'm going to know. So I'm just going to, look everywhere.
Right. We set up a website last night. We were working on it. The website will be findjessie.com, and it'll actually be a forum dedicated to Jessie Foster. So if you guys want to check that out, it's actually up now. We're still working on it. There's nothing really there, but the site is up, and that's findjessie.com. And if you have any information about Jessie or want to help post flyers or whatever, please send an email to help@jessiefoster.com, and Glendine will get that email. So Glendine, we're gonna work on that and get that up. Hopefully tonight. If you get your internet back, we'll look at it and you can see what you want to do with all that. But I think that's one thing important that'll help. Spread the word. Then you just did a filming.
I did just last Friday.
Okay.
We had a producer from E-Entertainment here at the house. They interviewed myself, my oldest daughter Crystal, and my best friend Brenda, who has known my kids pretty much their entire life. What they did was to do the documentary. It's called.
I'm sorry about that, but my dogs are barking.
Yeah, it's not a problem.
Go ahead.
The documentary it's got many missing women. Jessie's just one of them. Jennifer Kessie's also mentioned in it. It's called Young, Beautiful, and Vanished.
Mm-hmm.
And it's set to air August 28th. I was hoping it would air sooner.
August 28th.
August 28th.
Okay. Is there any reason for that delay?
Unfortunately, but I waited 3 years to see a couple months to get a story out. It's never going to hurt. All I know about this is that they are focusing on the human trafficking aspect of some of these girls, and that's why Jessie and Jennifer were two of the people who were chosen for this, because their cases do seem to focus quite a bit on being possible human trafficking cases. And, I always have to say possible, and I always have to say we think and we believe, because the thing about this human trafficking crime is there's so much money, and the people involved are bright, and they've been doing it for years, and they don't leave any trace. They don't leave a trail for people to know what happened and where to look. But the fact that there's no trace, the fact of that is evidence enough that something did happen. People don't fall off the face of the earth. I know that we always say that. It's a joke. It's a stupid thing to say. It doesn't happen, so they have to be somewhere. And I just don't know what to do anymore, Brian. If it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for Deb and Gail and everybody who is there and guiding me and helping us get sites out and spread the word, I'd still be sitting there like I did 3 years ago going, what do I do? What do you do when you have a missing loved one?
You keep hoping, and you keep doing everything that you can, and I think that you've done an outstanding job. And Deborah, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, and to say something regarding that, Glendine, you, as has been said, you should be writing a book on what to do if someone you love goes missing. What you have done is truly amazing. If anyone Googles Jessie Foster, look at what comes up.
There's literally
it's
thousands
amazing. I
thousands
don't know
and
how to do
thousands
it.
of returns that
Well,
come back on
I
that
just
one.
thought, you know, I don't have a lot of resources. I don't have a lot of, I have no money. I had to do what I could do, and I'm a good typist. I have internet savvy, and I realize there are a lot of resources for us out there. And out there, I mean in the world, on the internet. It's almost like the people are in the next room, in the next house. Everybody's there to help and express the word. It's like wildfire when somebody on a missing persons network finds out about another missing person. You know, they just help so much, and that's really what you have to do. You have to help the next person.
Yeah, networking is very important. So, but
it is very important. That's right. Networking, spreading the word, and especially in those first few hours, those first couple of days when nobody knows what to do, where do we turn? You know, we all do what we're supposed to. We report the person missing to the police. But if that was all we did, there would be no results. Nobody would know about these missing people. We need to get the networks and the media and you know, as many people knowing about these people as we can. And it doesn't come by way of reporting them to the police. You know, that is a start. Some places you have to have that report before they even will start to discuss this missing person. But that's just the start. That's definitely not where you stop, and that's most likely, hate to say it, but that's most likely not how you're going to find the person.
yeah, well, the police have a lot to do. You know, a lot of times they are understaffed, and they don't have enough people to actually. Because there's a lot of resources going.
I've never tried to be too critical. I've never tried to point blames.
Right.
At first, I was really disappointed in the lack of any interest even shown. And that has nothing to do with overstaffed and overworked. It just means that they just didn't, you know, they probably have to put up a wall, because if they got really involved in every case that crossed their desk, they would be emotionally a wreck.
Right.
So
well,
I can understand that, but over time, I don't know if Jessie got to them or if my persistence got to them, but they went from trying to slough me off to telling me that Jessie's case is one of the highest profile cases ever to be come out of their North Las Vegas office, and that the media response, America's Most Wanted, E! Entertainment, Montel twice. Montel, you know, took me down and did a show in 2007 and then sent somebody to my house in 2008 for an update. You know, if it wasn't for this help, you know, we would still be sitting there with a police report.
You're right. There is a we have in the United States, there is a task force that is set up by the FBI, but I think it's dedicated for missing children. You know, all the money that we spend, you know, you would think that we would, you know, maybe put some money aside for a dedicated task force, you know, via the FBI for adults and children, and you know, with hundreds and hundreds of people, and that's just their mission. They'll say there's something in place right now. There's
distinctly by the police, by the FBI, that they don't. How do they word it? They don't consider every case that crosses their desk. If there's any ties to illegal activities, and I've been told this by other people, even the Carol Sun Foundation, which is so generous and so helpful for people with missing loved ones, and they help you raise rewards and they donate to your, you know, reward fund. But if there's any ties to any illegal activities, and unfortunately with human trafficking, it's all tied to illegal.
Well, you would think that would make it more of a priority. If I'm the FBI, it's a waste. Like they're doing something illegal. I could, you know, I guess would get two birds with one stone. I mean, if you want to look at it that way.
Yeah. It's exactly my thoughts on it, and it's always bothered me that, you know, because of the fact
we could find Jessie and then stop.
At one point, they weren't going to help.
Right.
The reason that Jessie was arrested is because somebody forced her to be a prostitute.
Right.
Well, that's definitely, you know, her hands were tied. What does she do? You know, she's damned if she did and she's damned if she didn't. She's forced into doing something, and now because of that, some organizations' hands are tied, and they, as much as they want to, and as much as they do give me support, they can't help us because of that.
Right.
That's really sad. And I was told that flat out by the FBI. When I first registered Jessie with them, filed a complaint, I talked to Agent Robert Guerrero. I talked to him many times. Even the media from Kamloops phoned him to find out what's going on because he was the one taking the case. I finally get a word back from him, that because Jessie's case had some ties to some illegal activities and they don't care how or what or when, just that it did, that they were not going to take her case. And they eventually did, because they were involved with Atlas, and Atlas took Jessie's case when they were a task force in Las Vegas. Unfortunately, that task force has been folded. They do have another one who is just as aware of Jessie's case as Atlas was. But unfortunately, funding and things like this, that task force came out with a bang. They had a $250,000 funding, and in less than 2 years, the office had closed.
Huh.
It's like, it's there. The Anti-Trafficking League Against Slavery, one of the first human trafficking task forces, in Las Vegas, which is probably one of the places that use it the most.
Mm-hmm.
And then here we are,
Las Vegas, New York City, Phoenix. Those are some of the hot spots. We know one thing about human trafficking. Now we can set up all the task force and spend all this money, but once we get out of our borders, it's really out of our hands. It's that other country. So
that's why
we need more cooperation.
It can't be just
right.
American or Canadian task force. It has to be international. It has to be on the level, sort of like the Hague Convention,
right?
Where you have all the countries deciding that they're going to agree on this,
mm-hmm.
and then when they do agree and it crosses into their territory, then they step up. I know that there's a lot of countries that
there's just so much corruption going on, though, that they can say whatever, but
some of these countries depend
yeah.
on those illegal activities just for their countries to survive.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
So we're not going to get a lot of support from them.
All right, thank you, Glendine. Thanks for coming on again.
Thank you.
Okay, and guys, if you want to go to it's Jessie, Jessie, Foster, FOSTER.ca, not .com.ca, and that's the website for Jessie. Or you can actually go to Find Jessie right now. We'll be working on that website tonight, getting it up. That will be a forum where you can post pictures, stories, links to news articles, whatever you want. We'll link to other missing person cases. But the most important thing is we need to get pictures out there. I mean, that goes without saying, especially now in Florida.
I'm so glad that Jessie loved being in pictures and that she always did her hair.
We got lots of them.
Always different. We have so many pictures of Jessie, hair up, hair down, curly, dark, straight, blonde, streaked. It's just wonderful.
All right, thanks, Glendine.
Thank you, guys.
And I'll call you back after.
Bye, Dad. You take care.
We'll call you back after the show, real quick, or whatever. If you get internet access this weekend, we'll also you can look and see what you like, and we'll go with that.
That's good. That's
okay.
what I will do.
Good night.
Thank you very much, guys. Bye bye.
Thanks, Glendine. Good night.
Okay, let's move on to our last case of the night. Now, this is case number 571, Mark Davis. Let me get the image up real quick. All right, this case was requested to be open on March 16th of 2006 by Barb. The case was opened on December 25th, Christmas Day, 2007. Deborah, what information do we have for Mark?
This is for Mark Randall Davis, and he has been missing since January 15th of 2007 from Tyler, Texas. His date of birth is April 14th of 1986. He was 20 years old when he went missing, 23 years old now, 5 feet 8 inches tall, 155 pounds, Caucasian male with brown hair and brown eyes. He has a mole on his chin, last seen wearing jeans, sneakers, a black or maroon ski jacket, and a dark colored ski cap. At the time that Mark went missing, he may have been depressed and suicidal. The last time he was seen, he was at his family's home in Tyler, Texas. At the time that he went missing, he was a senior at Texas A&M University in College Station, Texas, and it was winter break, so he was home. On January 14th, he bought a new jacket to wear at school, and he was due to go back to school the next day. He went to bed, his family all went to bed after they got back from shopping. When his parents woke up the next morning, he was gone. They believe he left around sunup. His bicycle was gone. Metallic forest green and silver, 26-inch, and it's 24 gear 2000 model Expedition. It's a specialized mountain bike. that went missing with him. We do have a photo of a similar bicycle. They've never heard from Mark again, and there have been some unconfirmed sightings of him, though, in the local area in days after he went missing. He had a really high grade point average, and he was studying chemical engineering and economics. He did recently change his major to Spanish before he went missing. Let's see, he had previously gone to Tyler Junior College before he transferred to Texas A&M. At the time that he went missing, he was living in a dorm unit at Callaway Villas apartment in College Station. He had 3 roommates there, but he was not really close with any of them. His family said he didn't go out a whole lot, and he was not involved in extracurricular activities, also did not have a girlfriend that they knew of. His family says that he was depressed and withdrawn at the time that he went missing, and he was kind of uncertain of what he wanted to do with his life. Parents were concerned about his mental state, and they had taken him to see a therapist a short time before he went missing. The therapist did not think his problems were serious and thought he would get over them. It says here that he left a goodbye note for his parents. He stated that he loved them and his leaving was no one's fault, and he indicated that they would never see him again. His parents think that he could have traveled to a Latin American country, but he did leave his passport behind. He also left his cell phone, his car keys, money, and wallet. His passport is now expired and he has not renewed it. He also left behind his driver's license, but he may still have a state identification card for Texas. At this point, authorities are uncertain if, with the investigating they've done, if, they feel he's deceased or not, or if he just wants to be missing. His family thinks that he could be in the College Station area, and if he was, he may be looking for a job as a Spanish tutor or a short order cook. His parents also want him to know that if he does not want to come back, they can accept that. They only want to know that he's alive and safe. And what do you have on this case, Brian?
All right, thank you, Deborah. Good research. I think he is alive and safe, and I think he went on his own. The dream drawings from Christmas Eve say Mark's in Mexico, Kilo Juliet 39, bike was buried at bus stop, 82 Texas 35, Des Lasas, L-A-S-A-S, Lasas School for Children. That looks like it could possibly be the name of a school or something like that. It says the bike was buried. The bike you're talking about, and I'm assuming that might be the bike. It says buried at a bus stop, actually bus stop number 82 in Texas. The next dream drawing says, did not change phone number, check for Christmas card, Catholic school, palm tree in the front. Okay, so this is some Catholic school. I'm guessing it's in Mexico. Maybe be on the lookout. Maybe a card or something arrived, Christmas card maybe they received or something, maybe from Mexico. That could have been from him. And then the translation says, I think that Mark is alive, possibly working in this school in Mexico. Not sure if he wants to be found, and would suggest that his friends and family be looking for some type of communication from him very soon. Now, this was done back in December of 2007. So if there was some type of communication, or maybe the card showed up and it wasn't, nothing was on it, but it was maybe from Mexico, that might have been him. But from what I'm looking at from the dream drawings, at least, I think that he's safe in Mexico. He could be a teacher. That's all I got. Still with me, Deborah?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Okay, I'm just scared this guy's going to hang up on me. Okay, anything else for this case, Deborah?
No, I don't have anything else for Mark.
Okay. You mentioned earlier we do have some updates on a case. Was this an Amber Alert case or not?
Yes, it's for Victoria Stafford.
Right, I got the
and
picture now.
she goes by Tori Stafford.
Okay. This case was. Go ahead. Go on.
She's missing from Woodstock, Ontario, Canada, for a couple weeks now. 2 weeks today, actually.
All right. This is case number 723. We've been working on since April 15th. What's the update?
Last night, law enforcement released a composite sketch of the female, the unknown female, that Tori was seen on the surveillance camera leaving the school grounds with. And then her mom had a press conference at 1 p.m. As far as the composite goes, to begin with, there was news articles, and it stated that they recognized the woman. And then when her mom had the press conference, she said that she had no idea who she was. Tori's mom, Tara McDonald, has her friends working with different computer programs to change the hairstyles, colors, everything for that composite sketch.
All right, I'm Googling right now.
Still in Kamloops.
I can't find the sketch.
Not in Kamloops, in Woodstock.
I can't find the sketch. Is it out?
Actually, to be honest, I have not seen it. And the news articles I've seen out of Canada, it did not show it on the.
Please release sketch. I'm on the Canada.com and I don't see it. I'm curious to see if this sketch. You all right? Bless you. You sneezing?
Just.
Oh.
No, coughing. So I'm just having that allergy problem. Wonderful time of year.
I have a drawing of a woman here. I want to see how close it may be to the sketch that they're talking about. Then that was done on the 13th of April.
I'll be on the lookout for.
I'm looking right now.
A copy of that composite sketch, and if any of the listeners have seen that composite sketch and could find it and share it, please post it in the forum or email it in. We'd really appreciate it if you find it before we do.
I'm still looking, so hang on 1 second. Okay, I got it. Okay, I'm looking at the picture. There's almost no detail to it at all. And if this is the right picture, I'll put a link up. But the link is from lfpress.ca. It definitely looks like computer software. Waiting on it.
They didn't release, who exactly had, given the information for the composite, except that, it must have been someone that saw her walking, and the video that's shown, you can see the white coat, and that she is, rather small, not really large build or anything, and there's really, you can't really tell with that video. It's really, really upsetting.
All right, I have the picture. I'm looking at that. My neighbor's here. Hold on, Brett. I'm gonna put these side by side. What do you? Maybe not. I'm having a little problem with my PC. Everything's locking up on me. Might be memory. Hang on. Everything's closing down.
That's a long nose.
Okay, that picture right there. And apparently this is the new composite sketch they're talking about. I'm gonna put it side by side. Whenever I can get this up, it'll be up on the website. Yeah, that's not gonna happen until I restart. Anyways, guys, I'll put it up there, Deborah. I got the picture. I'll just have to remember to put it up here, and I'll do that within the hour. Okay, but the sketch that I have and the sketch on the composite sketch, without the hair, I don't know if the hair was just not put on there. The hair I have is shoulder length. It's right to here, but the face looks right. But the composite sketch it's like a computer. It's not somebody's drawing. It's actually a computer program. There's no hair on the sketch. If it was shoulder length hair, I would say it would be a match. I'll put the link to the website from Canada.com and then lppress.ca. Okay.
Well, I know when Tara McDonald, Tori's mom, was speaking at the press conference today, she stated that the hair on that composite sketch, it made it hard for her to really tell. That's why she had people working, with software, put different hair on. She said it looked like if it was just pulled back in a ponytail.
Okay.
Almost pretty much non-existent. That's what you're saying, the same thing, huh?
Yeah. No, there's no hair. On the picture I just saw, there's no hair. Okay, thank you for the updates on that. Deborah, I don't know if you know this or not. We're gonna, I'm gonna be reopening. Well, the case is open. I'm relooking at the Madeleine McCann case, and in another case that I just sent you. What was it, Philip?
Philip Cairns.
Yeah, we have somebody that's actually wants to go back and search a few areas that we talked about. Madeleine McCann's parents, Gary and Kate, are scheduled to be on Oprah Winfrey's show next week, I believe. Do you know the date?
No, I don't have the date on that, Brian.
Okay, they're gonna be on there. I know we've covered this case before. This case means a lot to me because it's not just for Madeleine, but I think this is connected to several other dozens, if not hundreds, of cases of human trafficking, not only with children, with adults and men. I'd like to reopen this case, or actually do a little more work on that, and see how it relates to some other ones, especially the ones that we have listed. So tonight, I promised her I'd get the Philip case done. So I'll do that. I don't have an image for that. Thank you, Brad. I don't have an image for that, but I just want to let you guys know we have not abandoned the Madeleine McCann case, even though I think that I have a location. I don't think it's ever going to be searched. If we can't search that area, at least we can see how it maybe relates to other cases and other missing children and adults. Okay?
Okay, great.
Okay. So before we get going, this is Adji Desir. He went missing January 10th of 2009 from Immokalee, Florida. To this date, no one knows where he's at. For updates, please go to findadji.com. Anything you want to say, Deborah?
No, I don't have anything.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, -5 GMT on Missing Persons TV.